It was how is it?
Here I go. A little bit of a cold, but fine. It's not the worst.
You've had too long off.
Yeah, it's true. What's that?
Okay, guys, ready?
Rafa, first of all, how was your break? What did you get up to?
To be fair, we were here training and after with the family. Fine, because when you finish doing well, always it's a little bit better. So fine, happy.
In terms of your players who were international duty, I guess most of them will come back happy, apart from DeAndre. You notice that when the players come back with a spring in their step after a good win that sees qualification?
Yeah, obviously we have some of them that were quite happy, the Irish and Mitro, so that is good. The Andre not too happy, but it's normal when you have so many around. Some of them they can be fine, and some of them they have to prepare for the next challenge. So, but it's a part of the game now. And the main thing is all of them, they are focused now, thinking about the weekend.
Some good news this morning with the news of Mikel Merino's permanent deal. How pleased are you to get that deal done?
Yeah, really pleased, because what I said is he's a good player, good professional, that is working hard from the first day, doing well. The fans, they love him, so a lot of positives. And also we had Jamal Lascelles before, so we have had a couple of good news, and that is good for the future of the club.
Given the start to the season that Mikel has had, did that make you and the club want to accelerate the permanent transfer to get that done quickly?
I told you before that was easy, was nearly done, and everybody's thinking, oh, what is going on? How was the situation? So it was easy for us. So he has to play a number of games, and then it was very clear that he will do it, and it was very clear that it will be done. So we are happy with that, and we didn't have any doubt that it will be done.
He obviously he didn't play a lot of football last season, and when he came in the first game of the season, and I think pre-season you had him on the bench, then Shelby gets set off. He really has taken his chance, hasn't he?
Yeah, when I decided to, first of all, monitoring him after signing him, we were talking about that. There was a player with potential. We knew from the under-21s in Spain, we knew from Osasuna, and so it was. I would say it wasn't a risk, because we knew about his mentality, his quality, and it was just come here and then the adaptation. But someone that could talk English, very professional. His father was a player, and I knew him, so a lot of positives in terms of the adaptation of the player, and we knew that was not a risk, and we are happy with that. Some people now, they are worried what will happen in the future, but in the meantime we have to enjoy the player.
He's doing so well for Spain under 21s. He keeps scoring for them. He's here for 5 years. Can he be a Spanish international as a Newcastle player? Yeah,
in terms of his level at the moment, I think so. So he's doing really well, as you say, and his progression is improving. So with players, sometimes you need a little bit of luck, but in terms of his approach, I think he has all the potential to be a full international for Spain.
As well as the players getting some rest, some holiday over the last couple of weeks, there were some reports that there was a training ground bust up between Jamal and Mo Diame. Are you able to tell us exactly what happened?
To be fair, it was a surprise, because part of in a small football competition, and then it was the fight. Everybody knows that was the fight. But Jonjo was in the middle, so he was making peace, and everything was fine. And after the incident, they were just laughing. He apologized, or they apologized to each other, and what they did is they will pay maybe lunch for everyone or something like that. So it was nothing. So it was a surprise for us, but nothing special later on. And to be fair, they are working together, even in the same team sometimes. So it's nothing.
Who is it that's paying for lunch?
Them.
Between them, yeah.
Yeah.
They're taking the team out for lunch. Yeah.
Yeah, this was the idea of Mo. So they will do it, but I don't know when they will do it or how they will do it. But that was the proposal.
Do you mind seeing things like that on the training pitches?
I've seen worse than that. So many years, so many players has been worse. That was a normal thing that sometimes happens. So when you are challenging for something, or you are in the middle of a game that you are losing, you are winning. So some players they react in a way, or some players they react in another way. I think that I'm sure that you know worse things than that in all this year. So that was nothing.
Shows they care.
Shows?
It shows that they care.
Sorry, I don't understand that.
It shows that they want to do well, they want to win.
Yeah, no. I told Jamal that he has to keep pushing in the right way, and to be fair, Mo normally is training really well, so that was my point. It was a surprise, but that was nothing. Later on they were fine, so and they have been training with doing anything special, so just everything was normal.
Last one from me, if you don't mind. You're up against your close mate or your old assistant Pellegrino at the weekend. Can you just tell us a little bit about your relationship and how much you think you've helped develop him?
He was my player in Valencia for 2 years when we won the league and the UEFA Cup. After I came here, and the last 6 months I needed someone to manage a little bit the defence, and then I brought him. And his English was not amazing, so it was not easy for him, but still he was my player in Liverpool. And after he was my assistant in Italy, and I have obviously very good relationship with him. He went to Argentina, and the last year he was in Alaves, he was doing well. So he's someone that is always has been very focused, working very hard. He likes football, he likes to study, he likes to learn. So I think that he is already a good manager, but he will be even better.
He also knows your tactics.
He knows everything about me because he was my player and for years, and after my assistant, so he has an advantage, but at the same time we know him really well, so we will see.
Yeah, just on that, Rafa, is it strange as a manager to come up against a former player and someone that you've coached with as well when they're in the opposite dugout?
Yeah, it's special because we said before, if you want to say something or to change something, he will know already. He will try to do this, he will try to do that. But especially if he's a player, sometimes the players, they don't realize. The players, they just play, they enjoy their time as a players, and sometimes they don't analyze the game. But when you have been a player and after you have been a coach, then you know how to prepare the training sessions, the tactics and the approach for every game. So he will have an advantage, and as I said before, we will have also an advantage because we know him.
And he speaks very warmly of the influence that you've had on his approach to the whole game, both as a player and as a coach as well.
Yeah, I think what I say is someone that, when I was in Valencia, we have a group of Argentinian players that after every lunch, they were talking about football for half an hour, 1 hour. So he was one of them. He was one of these players that they enjoy football and they know about players, they talk about everything in relationship with football. So then normally they finish as a coaches or as a pundits, in this case as a manager.
So you could see that potential.
Yeah, no. From the beginning you could see that he liked it and he could be a good coach.
Have you spoken to him in the run up to the game on a personal level? No,
this week, but I was talking with him a couple of weeks ago, and we have been talking about everything, his club, our club, and everything. Yeah.
And just one more, go back on Mikel Merino. I guess it's an illustration of the fine margins in football. If John Joe Shelby doesn't get sent off on the opening day, perhaps he has to wait a little bit longer for his chance, but he does come in, and it's those fine margins in football that mean he's had the chance to prove himself and to get this contract early on.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think for me as a manager, in some situations we talk very quickly about players and what they do. I was saying before that Mikel will be a player because he has the mentality, the potential, and he's really focused. But sometimes a player with a great performance in one game, we have the TV, we have the media saying, oh, it will be a star. So you have to be consistent, and to be consistent means years. In this case, so he's doing really well at the beginning, but still he has to keep his feet on the floor and then keep working hard.
And looking ahead to Southampton, they've had a bit of a stop-start to the season, haven't they?
Yeah, it's a good team. Preparing the game, analysing everything that they are doing. Again, it's the same feeling. It's a good team that still they are not maybe as lucky as they deserve because they are playing well, but still they are not scoring too many goals. So hopefully they will continue like this week, and after they will do well. And
final one from me, how important is it to keep this momentum and this good run going?
For us, it's important to to have this confidence in ourselves, but at the same time be sure that it's not overconfidence. We go there, we know that the record is not amazing, so we have to do really well if we want to get points and to stay like we are at the moment, with in a good position in the table and doing well. Cheers.
Rafa, just going back to Newcastle, I don't know, I speak for myself, but other journalists here might have been surprised at how composed he was for such a young man.
See, he used to be like this. So when he was playing for Osasuna, obviously when we talk about a player signing for Borussia Dortmund, a young player signing for Borussia Dortmund, is because they could see the potential. He was not lucky in Germany, because I think the competition was very, very strong. They have a couple of young players doing really well. And then for us was an opportunity to know a player that he has this potential. He was not playing, and to bring him here and give him the opportunity to develop, and at the same time to enjoy his football. So it was a great opportunity for everyone.
But he was just so composed here, in front of all the cameras, all the paraphernalia,
yeah.
For such a young man.
Yeah, I think the family is...
Where did he got that from, Rafa? Do you know? Where did he get
No, the father was playing football, the mother I think was playing basketball, so the family, they do sports, and so I think he has learned from them, and he's clever, so he's someone that he understands what he has to do, and what he has to do also for improving. That is the main thing.
And presumably he brings the same composure to his game?
Yeah, no, it's one of the main things that he has, that he understands the game, and he's capable to do things, and he's not scared. Sometimes you have to tell him, listen, do it simple, because he scored the other day with the right foot with Spain, but the last goal with Spain was a tunnel, and after a little bit of I'm here, so I will do it. So he has to realize that England is another pace, is another level, and then he has to carry on doing the same thing that he's doing at the moment.
Just one more from me. Going back to the training ground bus stop, I mean, people say you have a very high intensity training session sometimes, almost to try and replicate a game. Is that anything to do with it?
No, they are sorry, they are very similar maybe to another manager, so it's not special, and believe me, it was nothing. So I have been watching worse things than that, so that was unexpected, and that's it. But afterwards, both players, they were fine, and they had been training, so I say they were together in the same team in some exercises, so everything was fine.
But of course, the media makes a huge thing about it.
Yeah, because you didn't have anything to write about, so it was the international break, and then you needed to put some stories there, but there was nothing.
Rafa, are there new concerns ahead of the match this weekend?
Sorry, any
new injuries?
Yeah, there was coughing. No, the two players that we had before, so we have little problems, a finger or something like that, but if they don't take the throw-ins, it will be enough. It will be fine.
Very good. Just another one, a little bit off topic. There's an event today at St James's, a food bank event, that's been inspired by the success of the one the Newcastle fans started up. The likes of Manchester United supporters and Celtic supporters are there to be inspired. As manager of Newcastle, that must make you proud that your fans have done something that other supporters think we would like to try that.
Yeah, I think all these activities or initiatives are really good, really positive. So our fans, the club, everyone involved, so they deserve credit, because it's not easy, but it's a great example. So in the end, we are here, and then everything that we can say can be good or bad as example for the generation, the new generations, or the community. So I think it's really positive. Okay.
Very much.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Oh, it's okay, don't worry.